Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Chris with House 1122, and we back with another one. Gratitude, gratitude, gratitude. That's how we like to start all these videos. You guys been showing me a lot of love, but this one I'm a little upset about. I'm gonna be honest with you. Right? So the Super Bowl was yesterday, and I did a reaction video to the Kendrick Lamar halftime show. It was fire to me. I wanted to react. NFL blocked it. Oh yeah, I want to say all kind of things, but then this is my real problem. I get online, I see T-Pain's video. He reacted to the same one, the exact same one. So I was thinking about reacting to his reaction, but I didn't want to spend all that time again for it to get blocked again because it's natural, right? It was a natural feeling. So what I am gonna do is I'm gonna react to another content creator's reaction, but they're breaking down the symbolism that's in the halftime show. So I'm excited about it. I hadn't seen it. I've seen a lot of TikTokers break down what they saw. I saw a lot of different things. Interesting stuff. I know for a fact that this particular halftime show had the voice of the people in it. So let's get right into it. Without further ado, let's get it.
We're going to go through this performance. We're going to talk about the symbolism, the message, the artistry, the deeper meanings. And my goal is by the end of this video, people will have a better understanding as to why this performance was so powerful. So let's just hop right in. So the first image we get here is the stadium lit up red, the whole entire thing, which this is a direct reference to the Drake and Kendrick beef. Because this right here, while Kendrick and Drake were in the—
that's exactly what I thought it was. One of those stop buttons you've seen like on them shows, or that button right there. That's interesting.
beef, Drake posted this picture saying that he was about to press the red button, as in he was about to end things. And so Kendrick does this. He makes the stadium look like a red button, and he's saying, nah, like this is it. This is game over, as we're about to see at the end of the show. I do want to make a note right now, though, that this whole entire performance was absolutely not just about Drake. Drake was actually a symbol he was utilizing to make a greater, larger point, which I'll get to what that is later.
I think Drake was a small piece of
this
it.
Imagery right off the bat here, we get
PlayStation,
a PlayStation controller, and we get a game loading in the background. You see that loading bar up there. And for those that don't know, this is what a PlayStation controller looks like. Notice the triangle, the square, the circle, and the X, because that's what we get right here: triangle, square, circle, and X.
It's your Uncle Sam, and this is the Great American Game.
Now, using Samuel Jackson to personify Uncle Sam is amazing. This is also a callback to Pimp a Butterfly. In To Pimp a Butterfly, Kendrick was using Uncle Sam in the intro to the album, which he uses as a gateway into talking about different concepts of America. In this Super Bowl, Kendrick is using Uncle Sam to narrate this game that Kendrick is playing in America as a black person. The reason him opening up with this song is so powerful is, one, the Super Bowl is typically where people perform their biggest songs, and Kendrick here is opening up with an unreleased song that he's been teasing. So as his fans, we're excited about it. But I do have to talk about the car that he's on, because it's not just a shout out to his newest album, GNX. GNX is his most recent album, and songs from this album are the majority of the set list that he did. But I want to talk about the car symbolism. So Kendrick posted this right here before his album even dropped, months before, and he was talking about the importance of what a GNX is to him. And essentially, it just means authenticity to him. It means one of one. And when it comes to his Super Bowl performance, that is the essence of the show, is him being authentic to himself and his upbringing and his culture. I like how he did this illusion where so many people popped out of the car, and it's because, you know, they were underneath the stage.
Of course.
See how it's feeding into the car right here. I thought that was cool. Now, also notice the colors here: red, white, and blue. That's going to be important.
One thing that I hadn't heard a lot of people say is, though, I mean, they referenced the jumpsuits, but those jumpsuits also look like the prison jumpsuits to me. Now, I don't know if he's going to go into any of that, but that's what I saw myself.
Gotta love Squabble Up. So noticing you're gonna
Facts.
see a lot in the show that the dancers that are in the different colors, the red, white, and blue, are always really separated from each other for the most part. But later on in the show, the colors that the dancers are wearing become a story in and of itself. After Kendrick is done with Squabble Up, Samuel Jackson pops back in.
Loud, too reckless, too ghetto. Do you really know how to play the game? Then tighten up.
This boy Sam, hey boy, Samuel L. Jackson is cold. I don't think he gets, and I know he gets it. That boy cold.
About what Samuel Jackson said there is he's representing white America, and it's hilarious that a lot of the critique of the show is exactly what he just said right there. But a big theme of this performance is gaming. Okay, you have this rigged game that America is setting up for Kendrick to play as a black man. You got the actual video game stage, and then through the narration of Samuel L. Jackson, he continues on with the video game theme. And in this moment, Samuel Jackson said, "Hey, like, calm all that down. You're doing the wrong thing here on this Super Bowl stage. Do something else. Play the game." And instead of taking Uncle Sam's advice, Kendrick goes into humble while standing in the middle of an American flag, symbolizing, hey, I'm not going to listen to what y'all want me to do. I'm going to do what I want to do regardless. Now, with these dancers representing the American flag, we got a lot going on here that's going to start popping up as the narrative here. Yes, you have the red, white, and blue dancers forming the flag here. However, Kendrick Lamar is from Compton, and Kendrick has been very vocal about bringing the Bloods and the Crips together in unity amongst the gangs in LA. So here you have blue and red representing that as well. Earlier this year, he hosted an event called the Pop Out, where the point was to bring LA together for
That was
one
fire.
night. And so yeah, that theme's continuing here in the Super Bowl as well. Now, these people marching down the steps, I think resembles Tetris because of the shot that they're about to show. So you got the Tetris block there, and then also in Humble, the song he was just performing, he talks about Tetris in there as well. And it goes with the video game theme. It's hard to see, but up here where the lights are, now it says stage one. And he's going into a song called DNA, which you know is the foundation of everything, stage one. Now notice the guys on the street lamps up here. This is a callback to two different Kendrick Lamar moments. One, it reminds me of this image here from his music video All Right, but even more accurately, it reminds me of this. When he announced his label PG Lang, this was part of the commercial that he used to announce it. And PG Lang is heavily featured in the Super Bowl. I saw people running around with PG Lang flags, and then also the necklace that he's wearing is the PG Lang logo. So here, after he walked all the way down the field and was doing DNA, the crowd's now saying warning, wrong way. Now in a video game, you get that warning when you cross a boundary in the video game world, and it tells you to go back the other way. You're off the correct path. And if you keep going the wrong way in a video game like that, typically you die, which comes back later in this show as well. Also, he's about to perform a song called Euphoria, which was a song in the Drake beef. And so the idea of saying the wrong way, once again, is a direct reflection also of a Super Bowl set list. Like, this is not a song he should be performing at the Super Bowl. So he's playing the game wrong.
Oh, I can't lie. He going in. I'm enjoying this, dude. Okay. That's what's up.
So this moment comes back in a big way during Not Like Us. Notice how he's walking down the field, right? And then he's also referencing walking Drake down, as in whooping him. And then notice the poker face with him smiling. That's going to come back in a major way during Not Like Us.
Dangerously, ain't no changing me, ain't no shaming me.
So that song he's performing is called Man at the Garden. Once again, another song he should not be performing at the Super Bowl, but it was really important for him to do this song. He said it's like the most important song on his album to him because it's a song about affirmation. It's a song about saying that he deserves it all the good things in his life. And I'll just let him explain why it's such a big deal to him.
You know, I've grew up with cats, still to this day can't have a conversation. The most meanest, aggressive individuals, but they can't even look you in the eye and express themselves the way they want to. So they resort to other things. And when I think about that, and I know that I have the tools necessary to communicate myself properly and effectively, I gotta do it for them. I gotta make records like Reincarnated. I gotta make records like Man in the Garden. I have to, because they feel that way, but they cannot project it.
And so that's why he put it on his set list.
You brought your homeboys with you. The old culture cheat code.
Culture cheat code.
Scorekeeper. Deduct 1 life.
Once again, we got that video game theme going. Take away a life, cheat code. And notice how after Samuel Jackson talks about a life going away, he's now performing in the X button because he did the wrong thing. He lost a life. Also, you'll notice that he's going from button to button, which is hilarious because he's pressing everyone's buttons. We're all familiar with that phrase.
I just put the buggers in my chain.
Oh, you done lost your damn mind.
And that is why I'm saying this performance is not centered around Drake. And he's actually using Drake as a symbol for being a part of the rigged game that he faces as a black man in America. Because notice what he brings up is the lawsuit. And this idea of corporate America, of the legal system being used against him to try to censor his artistry is how Drake is being represented here as a part of something much greater. Because notice how Samuel Jackson also says, you must have lost your mind. And remember, Samuel Jackson is a personification of America. And so the idea of him playing Not Like Us, even though he's being sued, and it's him going against the system, which is why Samuel Jackson said he must have lost his mind. Like, stay in your place, play the game. Now this is
See, I had seen a lot of people who was upset about it, but I heard a lot of people on Facebook upset about the halftime performance. It was boring. Sometimes we have to understand that people have separate experiences. So music is one of those things that resonate. Especially music with a story, it resonates with some people, and just because you can't resonate with it, and it's not like you can't, it's just that you may not resonate with it because it's not your experience, doesn't mean you can't appreciate the artistry from a creative perspective. I mean, whether this is Kendrick's, what he was thinking when he was coming up with this, or all the creators, it's quite interesting that people can look at something and create their own perspective. It's dope as all get out to me.
Pumping you and know your expectations.
now what I think he's doing here, having everybody just walk around the circle continuously. This song that he's performing, All the Stars, was the main song for Black Panther. And I think this is kind of like a circle of life moment because of how Chadwick passed. And that may not be the correct interpretation of this at all. They could just be walking a circle, but it's just what I thought of when I watched it.
What he thought
all the
of.
dancers,
Absolutely.
still segregated, still separated. You'll also notice that Kendrick is in blue and SZA is in red. Once again, the unity between the colors. Once again,
I just got chills, yo.
Because it literally ended up being a lot of the critique of the show. And so Kendrick doing those mainstream songs, slowing it down, getting the singing in there rather than just rapping.
I love
is what
that.
America wanted to see. He's like, all right, Kendrick, you're playing the game. And then he interrupts him with Not Like Us. But let's listen to what Kendrick says before he gets into Not Like Us.
Influence, that they tried to rig the game, but you can't fake influence.
So that 40 acres in a mule reference is obviously a very popular term
Right.
just in America, but also it's another shout out back to Pimp a Butterfly. That was a repeating theme on that album.
It's a cultural divide. I'm gonna get it on the flow.
And that means a couple things. So in this imagery right here, we see the cultural divide in this imagery of the flag literally being separated and everyone turned away from each other. We also see it in all the dancers currently being segregated prior to this section of the song. And when he says the flow, he's talking about the literal Super Bowl floor, like he's showing that cultural divide, but also the flow as in he's bringing rapping to the Super Bowl. And he knows there's a cultural divide on people wanting rap at the Super Bowl.
This is bigger than the music.
So here he's telling you, like, this show is not just about my set list here as far as my greatest hits. This show is about the message I'm putting on display here.
Yeah, they tried to rig the game, but you can't fake influence.
So here he's talking about that game that America has black people play. They try to take black culture, but they can't. You can't fake that influence. You can't rig it like that. The idea of rigging what he was supposed to be performing through the lawsuit, nah. Like this song I'm about to perform is influential. It brought everybody together.
I wonder if he wasn't supposed to perform Not Like Us at the Super Bowl. Somebody look that up and put that in the comments if that's the case. I wonder if he was supposed to avoid that song.
Now remember bringing that everybody together part. Remember when he was talking about walking down Drake with a poker face? Well, now he's literally walking down the field, walking Drake down. This is the first time in the whole show we see all the colors together, random, scattered, true diversity, true coming together, no more separation. The world came together to listen to this song Kendrick put out. The LA community came together at the pop out. This song brought people together. I think we all collectively went crazy when Kendrick did that and actually named Drake. Now, the context around this is Drake sued Kendrick Lamar, and people didn't know if this song was going to get performed at the Super Bowl because of that. And then also just with the topic of the song and everything, people didn't know if, the NFL would even let him perform it. And so this moment right here where he just looks directly in the camera, smiles at him, there's that poker face. He walked him down, smiled at him right in the camera. Like, you can't stop me from doing what I want to do. But more importantly, he's not telling Drake that. He's telling America that. He's telling the system that. He's telling
That's a fact.
the legal system that. He's telling Uncle Sam that. Rebelling against the system. And he's winning. Now, some people were wondering why Serena Williams was up there crip walking. Well, Serena was raised in Compton, California, where Kendrick is from, and also Drake had been disrespecting Serena Williams, so it was a way to get her back on stage and kind of be petty, but also, once again, it's a shot at the system because Serena did this at one of her games before.
Mm-hmm.
When Serena Williams
That crip walk is terrible.
So much backlash. So now, just like Kendrick saying, screw the system, so is Serena Williams. Now, this is a song called TV Off, right? And let's listen to something he said earlier in the show.
The revolution about to be televised. You picked the right time, but the wrong guy.
Revolution about to be televised. You picked the right time, but the wrong guy. This is definitely a direct call out to where we are as a country. It's the right time for there to be a revolution. We're going through things, but you shouldn't have told Kendrick to do it because he's going to be right in your face. I'm not going to hold anything back. And so when he performs TV Off at the end, that's the full circle moment. The revolution's been televised on the TV, his performance. Now it's game over. Turn the TV off. Now notice right here, everyone's back to being segregated again. And what I think that is that, like I said, Kendrick was bringing everybody together. But the reality at the end of the day
Trying
is
to keep it separate.
we are separated. We are culturally divided. And so he ends the show that way.
Turn this TV off. Turn this.
And at the end, he says, game over. And to be honest, that has a lot of meanings. The beef is over with Drake. He won the game, even though it was rigged against him as a black American. And then also, obviously, he's at the Super Bowl and the game is over. And what's hilarious is the game actually really was over at halftime this year. The Eagles were whooping the Chiefs. And then also, obviously, like the very direct, like his stage was a video game and it's game over. And notice at the very end, Uncle Sam doesn't come back out. No need for Uncle Sam no more. And so, in short, this show was about blackness, the black experience of being a black American going up against this rigged system that we're a part of. And he made it very clear that he's not going to play by the rules on the level of what his set list should be, on the level of rapping at the Super Bowl, at the level of promoting blackness at the Super Bowl, at the level of not caring about the corporation, aka Drake, trying to silence him with a lawsuit to not perform this at the Super Bowl. Kendrick's going to be his most authentic self no matter what any outside influence tells him to do. And in doing so and following that his whole entire life, he ended up winning at the game of life in the way that he sees it. Absolutely amazing show. Absolutely fantastic. This is a Super Bowl show that's so different from the shows we typically get. This wasn't a passive listening experience. This was an active listening experience. Kendrick has always been about storytelling. He's always been about messaging. And I'm glad that he brought that to the Super Bowl, even though it was highly criticized and controversial to do so. Because this type of show will stand the test of time and it will always be in conversation and it will always be talked about. Because unfortunately, in this country, these themes that he brought up, they're going to be extremely important for a long time. Thank you, Kendrick Lamar. You the GOAT. This was just a great way to put a cap on one of the best years that we've seen a rapper have, and now he's about to go on a world tour.
Yeah, I have to second that. He has had a great year. Great year. So we'll see if this video even gets posted or is allowed to be shared. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. What did you guys think of some of the symbolism? What do you guys think it meant? Again, perspective is reality. Um, I enjoyed it. I do like a good message behind the music, and although we are separate in terms of a country, we need these type of experiences. We have to have these type of conversations so that um, we don't just keep sweeping our problems under the rug, because the black experience is just that. It is a rigged game, and for some of us, we have to learn how to play the system. Excuse me, we have to learn how to play the game in order to figure this thing out, whatever that may be. And um, a lot of times is when you're safe, when you are a safe black person, people feel comfortable around you. But sometimes you have to be your true self. You have to be true to yourself, and look yourself in the mirror and be proud of who you are. So anyway, that was a dope video. I enjoyed it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. So if you stayed to the end of the video, I want to say gratitude. You are the truth. Do me a favor, like up this video. And once you like it, when you like these type of videos, it let me know that you like this type of content. If there's any videos that you want me to react to, feel free to let me know in the comment section. I might start putting my email address, or you can start sending me some videos that you want me to react to. Until next time, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel. Again, like it up. Peace.
The winner don't stand no chances. Hotter in the summer, yeah. Hotter in the summer. The winner don't stand.